Alexa Bliss explains WrestleMania actions, seemingly introduces alter ego. Hey there, hope you all are doing well. Watch the video till the end. I have many surprises for you. Let's reach 25k subscribers. Getting views, but lesser people subscribe. It would take you a second or two to subscribe my channel and would be very fun. I will keep on bringing these news, accurate rumors and stories before anybody else on YouTube. The WWE Universe was stunned on Sunday when Alexa Bliss cost The Fiend Bray Wyatt his match against Randy Orton during Night 2 of WrestleMania 37. But why did she do it? I was also so stunned that how Alexa can do it. I am feeling very sad for The Fiend. That duo was insane and loved a lot, but what can we say when Alexa Bliss wants something else, something that is more creepy, evil and heartbreaking for The Fiend? Hey brother Fiend, I feel you. During tonight's edition of Alexa's Playground, Bliss explained her actions in the form of a story. She explained she used to be lost, but the darkness, The Fiend, saved her. Alexa Bliss said that the darkness protected her and taught her everything he knew, but then the darkness went away. It was at that point where Bliss realized that maybe she didn't need the darkness after all. While she worked to bring the darkness back, she realized that she could do everything independently and began to wonder if the darkness was, in fact, standing in her way. Alexa Bliss has a new friend named Lily. Alexa Bliss then made the shocking revelation that she used what the darkness taught her to try and destroy it, revealing that she has now unlocked something truly evil. At this point, Bliss introduced a WWE Universe to Lily, a creepy-looking puppet that looks like a mini version of herself. She ended Alexa's Playground by saying their fun is just getting started. The camera zoomed in on Lily's face, and her skull teeth tried to bite at the camera. It was truly a creepy sight. WWE Raw then announced that the Firefly Funhouse would return later on tonight.